It's one of those moments in church that we can lose ourselves. And when we do, we allow just a glimpse, perhaps, through our own blindness into God and into what God wants for us. If blind, if you were, you would not be guilty. But since you believe you see, your guilt remains. This whole gospel, this very long reading, I know somebody will say to me afterwards, there's a short form. This whole gospel is a conflict between Jesus and the Pharisees. It's a challenge to the old religious ways. It is a challenge to everything they thought that they knew about how the world operated, about sin and guilt. And it is ultimately about light. This reading could perhaps equally well placed in Advent, where we have all kinds of imagery about light and darkness. But here we see a different kind of light, a light that is Jesus. He tells us so at the start of the story. I am the light of the world, and that I've come to do the work of the one who sent me. But as light, he's trying to blow open the understanding of the people of his day of what darkness is, and also what true light is, the transformative grace of God alive in our world and in who we are, and shatter any false notions of who is sinful and broken and who is righteous. This man who was healed refused to bow to the pressure of those who were questioning him. And some of his statements, though not directly speaking to Jesus, but speaking about Jesus, are the statements each and every one of us hopefully will make in our own lives. When they accuse Jesus of being a sinner, I love it. I don't know if he was a sinner. I know I can see. And we don't know where he's from. Well, where else would he be from? You who taught me about God. And do you believe in the Son of Man? Who is he? Me. I believe. It's an interesting set of movements and challenges to the powers that be that set us up for the next few weeks as Jesus now turns towards Jerusalem, turns towards the place where he will suffer and die. But it's also a reminder to each of us to see with the eye of faith, to let go of our preconceived notions, those things that blind us to real truth, those senses of reality we sometimes carry within us that lead us to destruction. And to see in every human person before you, not their outward image, whatever it may be, business suit or expensive coat, or tatters, or tattoos, or facial piercings, or dirt and filth, to see in every person before us, not the sign of sin or goodness necessarily, but to trust that if we get into them, if we hear them, if we talk to them, if we speak to them, we may actually discover that this person carries the light. I am the light of the world, Jesus says. Paul reminds us, you were darkness once, now be light. At our midway point in Lent, let us remember that we are to be light.